Hello, good evening, friends. Today we are going to see about 2019 PGTRB Question paper, a recap. I have looked upon life as an adventure of observing interest, where there is so much to learn, so much to do. These words appear in the postscript written by. The options are Jawaharlal Nehru, Rabindranath Tagore, Sri Aurobindo, Mahatma Gandhi. The answer is option A, Jawaharlal Nehru. The autobiography was written by Jawaharlal Nehru in a continuous spell of 10 months in prison, 9 months in prison, 11 months at home, 6 months at Allahabad. The answer is 9 months in prison. Option B. When thought the great winged warrior disappeared, self was left. How does Aurobindo conclude? The answer is option A. Lone, limitless, nude, and immense. A critic compares Kamala Markandeya's handful of rice with Berna Malko's the assistant. Name the critic. The options are K.S. Srinivasa Iyer, Premananda Kumar, A.V. Krishna Rao, A.K. Malhotra. The answer is B. Premananda Kumar. Dash facilitates Munnoor journey to Mumbai. The options are the elephant trainer, a rickshaw peddler, a lorry driver, a bank accountant. The answer is option A, an elephant trainer. The root idea of the various dance of Shiva is the manifestation of dash. Option A, divinity, cosmic force, primal rhythmic energy, creation. The answer is option C, primal rhythmic energy. The title of the novel Things Fall Apart is from The Waste Land by T.S. Eliot, Tiger by William Blake, The Second Coming by W.B. Yeats, The Journey of Magi by T.S. Eliot. The answer is option C, Second Coming by W.B. Yeats. To avoid war, the offending clan gave Umofia. The options are young girl and her mother, a child and its mother, a young lady, a virgin and a boy. The answer is option D, a virgin and a boy. Madam, I pleaded, wouldn't you see for yourself? Comment on the tone of the speaker. The options are didactic, philosophic, melancholic, satirical and playful. The answer is option D, satirical and playful. He must remain free to disagree with the society and go into rebellion if need be. He stands for dash. The options are A, the poet, B, the novelist, C, the reformer, D, the critic. The answer is B, the novelist. And 47th question, I think my aim and the deepest aspiration of my societies meet. The writer talks about his countries. The options are A, economic progress, B, literary endeavors, C, education, D, freedom. The answer is C, education. Here I think my aims and the deepest aspiration of my society meet. The writer talks about this country's education. This theory holds that the beginning of language ought to be found in the sense of rhythm, which seems to have been innate in man from a very primitive stage of his existence and by which he is related to the rest of the universe. The options are a ding-dong theory, the pow-pow theory, the gesture theory, the bow-wow theory. The answer is option A, ding-dong theory. The original Indo-European had split up into dash distinct language groups or dialects. The options are 7, 6, 8 and 5. The correct answer is 8. The original Indo-European had split up into 8 distinct language or groups or dialects. The vocabulary of Old English is almost purely dash. The options are Germanic, French, Latin, Teutonic. The right option is D. Titanic. Vocabulary of Old English is almost purely Titanic. Dash is one of the oldest, also the crudest methods of word making. The options are Latin root word, imitation or onomatopoeia, abbreviations, and prefix and suffix. The answer is option B. Onomatopoeia. 52nd question. Slang terms with the lapse of time come to be accepted into literary vocabulary as dash. The options are bad English, good English, modern English, old English. The answer is good English. Slang terms with the lapse of time came to be accepted into literary vocabulary as good English. The principal language of East Teutonic is A. Gothic, B. Greek, C. Latin, D. Balto-Slavonic. The answer is option A. Gothic. The meaning of one form is included in the meaning of another. The relationship is described as hyphonymy, polysemy, wordplay, homophones. The answer is option A. Hyphonymy. Dash is the general term for the conventional knowledge structure that consists in memory. Option A. Implications. Option B. Schema. Option C. Turn-taking. Option D. Coherence. The option is option B. Schema. Common group of gestures can be described as dyadics, leonics, gestures, sign. The answer is option A. Dyadic. The sets of syntax characterized as languages by generative grammars are what logicians call. The options are A. Formal language, B. Informal language, transformational grammar, D. Phrase structure grammar. The answer is A. Formal language. Chomsky's aspect of the theory of syntax was published in the year 1964, 1965, 1960 and 1962. The answer is option B. 1965. Air is supplied to the alveoli by small tubes called the windpipe, trachea, bronchus, vocal cords. The answer is C. Bronchus. Puritan first made its appearance in 1567, 1566, 1550 and 1562. The answer is option A. 1567. The poem The Wine is a failure in notation. Hymn to light is a failure in connotation. The above said analytical proposition is made by Alan Tate, William Epson and John Crowe Ransom, Alan Tate and Clean Brooks, Alan Tate and Frank Canode. The answer is option A. Alan Tate. Which of the following is not part of the discourse on dramatic poesy? The options are Cronil, Raxane, Bionnet, Fletcher. The answer is Cronil, Raxane, Bionnet, Fletcher. Identify the set of words with poems that do not portray the low or rustic life according to Coleridge. The answer is option D. Michael, Ruth and Mad Mother. Michael, Ruth and Mad Mother. Poets are the hierophants of an unapprehended inspiration. Hierophants refer to option A. Guardian, painters, priests, physicians. The answer is option C. Priest. Poetry is the first and last of all knowledge. It is as immortal as the heart of man. This line occurs in the study of poetry, the defense of poetry, the preface to lyrical ballads, apology for poetry. The answer is option C. The preface to lyrical ballads. In Rape of the Lock, Alexander Pope views through the Grandic epic perspective is a quarrel between dash and dash of his day. The upper class and the lower class, Puritans and Catholics, the Bells and Elegants, the British and the French. The option is option C, the Bells and the Elegants. The plot of The Way of the World is built upon The institution of law. B. The power and fortune. C. A legacy conflict. D. The positive values of the society. The answer is C. A legacy conflict. It gives an account of Saturn's wandering in the lines given below. Thence, full of anguish driven, the space of 7 continued nights he rode. With darkness, thrice the ecliptical line, he circled 4 times across the core of night, from pole to pole, traversing each color. A. Geographical. B. Astronomical. C. Regional. Cartographic. The answer is option B. Astronomical. Tom Jones is a dash in prose with mock heroic invocations and descriptions scattered throughout the narrative. Option A is romantic discourse. Option B satiric comedy. Option C free verse. And option D comic epic. The answer is D comic epic. The type of catalog verse. A very bold formula used by Marvel in his poem to his sky mistress is called the Leon verse. B. The blow. C. The blank verse. D. Vers libre. The answer is the blazon. Option B. What is the other title of the play All for Love? Option A. The World Well Lost. Option B. Love's Labor Lost. C. The Provoked Wife. D. The Man of Mood. The answer is option A. The World's Well Lost. Though foster child of silence and slow time. This line is from the poem A. To a Shylock. B. Ode to the West Wind. C. Ode. Imitations of Immortality from Recollections of Early Childhood. And D. Ode on a Grecian Nun. Though foster child of silence and slow time is from the poem D. Ode on a Grecian Nun. For he on honeydew hath fed, and drink the milk of paradise. These lines are from A. Paradise Lost Book 9. B. La Bella Dame Sans Mercy. C. Kubla Khan. And D. Ode, Imitations of Immortality from Recollections of Early Childhood. The answer is option C. Kubla Khan. No poem of mine was composed under circumstance more blessed for me to remember than this. Wordsworth referred to Daffodil. My heart leaps up when I behold to the cuckoo. Lines composed a few miles above Tinton Abbey. The answer is option D. Lines composed a few miles about Tinton Abbey. Emma remarks to her father that Dash loves to find fault with her. A. Mr. Weston. B. Mr. Knightley. C. Mr. Elton. D. Frank Churchill. The answer is option B. Mr. Knightley. Dear friends, we will find the next upcoming questions in the next video. Thank you. Bye.